We'll start out by creating a new project. We'll use the default settings here, and we will again create our project from a project template, the command line app template. We'll give our application a meaningful name. You can of course choose any name that you prefer here. Again, we're not going to do anything about the package name. In order to get started, we'll declare a variable of type Boolean. We'll call it B for the sake of this video. Now B, we can assign Boolean values to. Boolean values are either false or true. We can use Boolean expressions in order to assign a value to our Boolean variable. In order to create a Boolean expression, first we need something to include in our expression. So I'll go ahead and declare another two variables. An variable of type int called num1, and I'll give that an arbitrary value of 12, and another variable that we'll call num2, again of type int, and this variable we will give something different from 12. So I'll assign the value of 14 to that one. Now we can use relational operators in order to compare different expressions or different values towards each other and create a Boolean expression from that. So instead of writing true here, I'll put some parentheses here. I'll then write num1, and then I'll write two equal signs. This is the relational equal operator. What this does is that it takes what is on the left side and on the right side and evaluates those accordingly. So that means that in this case, this Boolean expression here will evaluate to true if and only if num1 and num2 are of equal size or of equal value. Intuitively, we see that in this case it should evaluate to false, because obviously these are two different values that we assign to our variables. So in order to validate our intuition, I'll do a system.out.print statement down here, and I'll print out the value of b. So let's see what happens. We see that we get false written out. This is the value of b, and b has the value that is returned by the Boolean expression here. Of course, I could have used other relational operators here, say the less than operator. Again, intuitively, num1 is less than num2 because num1 is 12 and num2 is 14. So intuitively, here our Boolean expression should evaluate to true. Let's try and run that and see what happens. And here we see that the program or small application writes out true. While this may appear to be trivial, the idea behind Boolean expressions is something which is employed throughout Java programming and throughout object-oriented programming as a whole. The idea with Boolean expressions is that we can have parts of our program execute based on different conditions. These conditions are expressed through Boolean expressions. This is the case once we start talking about loops, and this is the case once we start talking about branching in our programs.